No, so the critical question then becomes, Siddharth Zarabi, where do things go from here? The last 2 years have seen the government deal with the kind of economic turmoil no government ordinarily needs to deal with. The government will naturally be hoping that from here on things get better, because this poll is suggesting that there is real economic distress.
Rahul, if this poll were to be repeated in 3 months and if crude oil prices trend lower and we have had a good monsoon, I believe some of these responses will change, not all of them, because while politics can change overnight, as Bihar showed us, economics doesn't. And the current economic situation, we should be looking at what will happen in 2024. The single biggest thing from this data that we are presenting is the government's failure to get control over inflation in time, and keeping in mind those classes, the masses who are feeling the brunt of inflation the most.
You know, inflation seems to be the big factor, not just in India, but across the world. And when we then break it down, what I find interesting is the next figure. NDA policies, who have benefited? 51% are saying big business has benefited, 10% are saying small business, 9% salaried class, farmers 9%. So effectively, achhe din for big business, but not for the rest. Mr. Garg, when you look at those numbers, is that something that surprises you? That a large number of people out there seem to believe it's big business more than the small business or salaried class who benefited, because inflation is clearly hurting the salaried and the small businesses.
See, this survey in a way validates what the general impression about the K-shaped recovery has been. The last year you saw the corporates made massive profits, and not only their valuations, many things rose. Whereas the inflation impacted the poor most, their wages could not rise, they could not get the support from the government in the form of assistance and otherwise. And therefore, the impression that the way the economy worked in the last 4 years benefited the industrial and the richer classes better.
So is this Mr. Garg, as Mr. Garg is saying, about a perception or the reality, Nilesh Shah? You've been with the Prime Minister's Economic Advisory Council. Is this a perception that only big businesses have benefited and not the small and the salaried class? Or do you believe this is a serious challenge now for the Modi government?
Rajdeep, Sri Lankans were very happy when freebies were given. Now there will be unhappiness for a long period of time to come. In IT industry, if we had followed MSME sector, today it would not have generated $150 billion turnover, neither it would have created millions of employment. The world has moved towards larger businesses, and we have to create an ecosystem where big businesses, small businesses, and medium businesses all benefit. When COVID and pandemic hit, obviously it has hit small enterprises more, but big businesses will be the engine which will carry forward small and medium enterprises.